Hi, for introductions, construction sector actually are combinations activity of infrastructure and building construction. They also provide the productions, manufacturing and supplies, as well as maintenance and operation. There are 5 listed companies that we have analyzed from the same sector in Bursa Malaysia, which are Gamuda Berhad, IJM Corporation Berhad, Muda Jaya Group Berhad, Bina Puri Holdings and Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad. Among of these 5 listed companies, the oldest one is Bina Puri Holding, which is established in 1975, and following with IJM Corporation Berhad was established in 1983, and Gamuda Berhad 1982. For Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad 1996. Muda Jaya Group Berhad was established in 2003. Most of the company is providing the construction works, property development. They also providing consulting for their customer. The reason we choose these 5 construction companies is because 2 of the companies are in the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Top 100 Index, which are Gamuda Berhad and IGM Corporation Berhad. The other factors include the company success as one of the top listed company, as well as its contribute to the economy, society and environmental. So from the report, the data collected was derived from Bursa Malaysia Annual Report 2020 and the company's websites. So I will pass to the next presenter to explain for more detail.
A very good afternoon. I'm Tan Sing Wei. My matrix number is 277693. I would like to present the corporate culture parts and ethical safeguards and virtue values parts for 5 companies. Okay, let's talk about the first part, corporate culture and these 5 companies' mission. Firstly, Gamuda Berhad mission is to deliver innovative world-class infrastructure and premium lifestyle properties to the customer. And for the LZN Corporation Berhad is to provide long-term values to their stakeholders and improve people's lives through the IZM mark of excellence. Mudajaya Group Berhad is to improve performance by achieving international quality standards, complete project on time, satisfy customers and increase shareholder value. Bina Puri Holding Berhad wanna be a global company that can contribute to the development of country. And the last company, Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad, is to pursue excellence in the company business and give high quality products and service to their customers. For these 5 company visions, Gamuda Berhad is to lead the region in innovative breakthrough solutions for large-scale public infrastructure and property development. LJM Corporation is to become a multi-industry company in Malaysia. Muda Jaya Group Berhad is wanna be the preferred leader in infrastructure, property development, and also the renewable energy industry. Bina Puri Holding Berhad is to lead its company to global organization, succeed on their industries and investment. And the last is the Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad is to become a leader on their product and service in instructions and property industry. And now is the value part. Value of Gamuda is to take personal ownership for the top, adopt open, honest communication, demonstrate real teamwork, and develop their employees. For IJM Corporation, their employees are guided by a set of core values in everything their companies does. And these values form toward their long-term success. For Muda Jaya Group, they enhanced its position by working with key stakeholders to tackle current and future business issues. For Bina Puri, employees must be honest in competitions and also to the customers, and trustfulness and clear dialogue are promoted between the teammates. For Kerjaya Prospect, do the right thing and continuous improve and act with integrity, being honest and committed to do what best for the company. The next is ethical safeguards and virtue values. First company, Group Berhad got risk management framework which is already integrated into their management system. Its function is to perform risk management process and internal control system. Besides, they have converted to ISO, which is the first standard for occupational safety and health management system to take a proactive approach on risk. And in addition, SHE makes sure Gamuda employees have walked the talk to improve the overall quality of occupational safety and health. The second company, which is the LJM, the board of LJM and their code of conduct ethics develop an internal control system which can make sure their assets and investment interests are safe. Their employees also through the HSE training perform their duties. The third company, Mudajaya Group, the HSE policy was developed to enhance their hazard identification and risk assessment. ISO certification standard also shows the safety of this company. The next company, Binapuri, their code of business conduct and ethics guarantee employees uphold their commitment to quality standards of ethics, their policies and procedures. Their policy and procedures also to address business demands or risks that may occur. And they got IS2 and they got ISO2. The last company is Kerjaya Prospect. They got enterprise risk management (ERM) to avoid the hazard and risks that delay their projects. They got HSE and ISO also. That's all to me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Next, as you can see, that all 5 companies has provided a whistleblowing policy for their company with a different issues. The objective of the policy is to establish a consistent approach to address any issues that might be related to the misconduct, corruption or fraud or so on. It encourages employees to voice legitimate concerns and to take any complaints seriously. For Gamuda Berhad, they provide the whistleblower policy to avert the risk of the loss of damage for their reputation of the company. So it's encouraged and facilitate their employees to disclose genuine concern about the misconduct within the group while protecting those who is disclose such information from any retaliation. In full compliance with corporate governance principle and also the whistleblower policy protection act 2010, IJM has developed a whistleblowing channel, and the board of the management or board of director of IJM encourage their employees and associate to report any suspected bad issue involving the company resources. For Mudajaya, they developed the whistleblower policy that allows their employees to report a concern about serious misconduct in timely and appropriate manner without fear of retaliation. For Binapuri Holdings, they provide the whistleblower policy to meet the standardization. All workers and investors are urged to raise serious fear of the misconduct or wrongdoings or non-compliance with the obligation without fear of punishment. And for Kerjaya Prospect Group, they provide the whistleblower policy as a consequence of some issue regarding to the employees, directors and others members being raised. It is required in order for an investigation to take place and proper action to be done. All the 5 companies also have developed anti-bribery and corruption policy to their company, where the objective of the policy was to help or to guide the company to act professionally, fairly with the utmost integrity. In Gamuda, anti-bribery and corruption compliance role and integrity and governance unit as developed and maintained to help it maintaining the integrity and good governance. To enforce anti-bribery policy, which include providing employee with the training and qualification on bribery and corruption, ensuring that the A, B and C policy is adequately monitored, evaluated and implement, and reporting to the audit committee about the effectiveness of the policy. Also, IJM has a robust anti-bribery and corruption system that is integrated into its various policy and procedure. The system helps the company to identify and implement the effectiveness of anti-bribery and corruption measure. IJM also adopted anti-bribery corruption policy in 2019 in a view of the introduction of Section 17A of MACC Act 2009. For Muda Jaya Group, they has enforced anti-bribery management system obligation for all providers as a part of its anti-corruption obligation to ensure that they are not involved in the corruption under the MACC Act 2009. For Binapuri, they has consistently upheld all relevant anti-bribery and corruption laws in all countries, including the MACC Act 2009, which regard to commercial behavior of domestically and internationally. Lastly, for Kerjaya Prospect, they has established a no-give policy which determined to do business operation honestly, ethically, with integrity. While complying to all applicable laws and regulations, they have some ensured and protection from the corporate responsible for wrongdoing under Section 17A MACC Commission Act 2009.
Okay, now I would like to continue to present by Corporate Social Responsibility (CSR). Firstly, I will define CSR shortly. CSR is a business model that enables corporations, their stakeholders, and the general public to engage in social responsibility. By upholding corporate social responsibility, a company could contribute to society in resolving obvious issues and maintain a positive reputation within the company. CSR has 4 different levels of CSR. First is economic responsibility, which means this level concerns with the strategy of supporting long-term growth. Next, it has a legal responsibility, which obeys the constitutions and is legally obligated to ensure the public safe. And for the third level is ethical responsibility, encourage the capacity to identify, to interpret and apply diverse concepts and values in accordance with industry standards. And the last level is philanthropic responsibility, which means companies should contribute back to society. Okay, next for this slide, it has take all 5 companies their level CSR. We have a Gamuda Berhad, IGM Corporation Berhad, Muda Jaya Group Berhad, Binapuri Holding Berhad, and the lastly is Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad. Okay, first we have economic responsibility. In this responsibility, we can saw a different strategy that has used by the company, which is Gamuda and KPGB, Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad, use IBS strategy, which is a digital industrialized building system. IGM also use IBS additions with BMI building information modeling, while Muda Jaya use recycling data, and Binapuri use strategized group share of CSR. Okay, for legal responsibility, we can see a different objective by each company, like discharge water quality, control possible environment dangers and contamination in work locations, minimize water consumptions, boosting a healthy life, and lastly, reduce energy pollution in business, plus reduce carbon footprint. Okay, for the ethical responsibility, they have their own different goal and capacity with Gamuda conducting business in an ethical way with stakeholders. IGM be a responsible corporate citizen. Muda Jaya do business with the greatest level of integrity accordance with the law. BP is to manage bribery activities, and aim by KPGB is to improve skill set and talent pools. Okay, and lastly is the philanthropic responsibility with the different focuses and aim by each company. If we look in this table, we can saw a different focuses, like has a company that focus on education and community. Have company that focus on farmers by developing their resilience for improved productivity livelihood. Have company that focus on existing excellent Malaysian student and give educational awards to brilliant kids. Lastly, has company that take care of social issues. Okay, in conclusion, from the 5 different construction companies, we can see the various program and steps taken by all company with one objective, which is to achieve the pyramid of corporate social responsibility. Here we can see that CSR is very important, with where it will teach an organizations to be more ethical and able to give a positive impact to society by ensuring the long-term growth. Thank you.
Hi, so I will continue with board of director. First company, Gamuda Berhad. Gamuda board currently have 7 members. No independent directors serve for longer than 9 years. None of the independent directors reveal any transaction that could compromise their ability
to exercise independent judgment and decision-making. The board maintains a minimum 30% female director. Additionally, CEO and chairman posts are held by distinct individuals. Next, IGM Corporation Berhad. IGM currently have 12 members of Board of Directors. IGM makes sure board structures stay functioning in a right and fair way. Other than that, independent directors do not exceed the limit 9 years. As for IGM CEO and chairman, separate two different people that make sure all the work and decision can be done in smooth way and fair. Next, Muda Jaya Group Berhad. Muda Jaya Board of Directors have 6 members. In Muda Jaya, a director has served on the board as an independent non-executive director for 9 years, but he decided to resign in that year. CEO and chairman are held by 2 separate people to establish a balance of authority. Next, Bina Puri Holding Berhad. Bina Puri have 6 members, however, one independent director has served more than 10 years. Although the chairman and director held by different people, both are family and important shareholder in the company. Lastly, Kejaya Prospect Group Berhad. Kejaya Prospect Group Berhad have 6 members. However, 2 members independent directors served the board over 10 and 9 years. At last annual meeting 2020, the reappointment of both who have served the board for a cumulative term of 9 and 8 years. The position of chairman and director are held by different individuals. Comparison of compliance with MCCG can see please on table. Next, sustainability. Gamuda Berhad. Gamuda objective is to develop positive relationship with stakeholders. The result of this commitment will gradually provide information and framework for strategic goals for sustainable development. Gamuda follow the stringent quality performance standard in order to ensure the quality of its products. Next, IGM Corporation Berhad. IGM offering them products and service responsibly. IGM pursuing digital transformation and innovation effort in order to empower and integrate technology across all aspects of their operations. IGM has committed to protect environment. IGM dedicated to creating a secure and healthy environment for their employees. Next, Muda Jaya Group Berhad. Muda Jaya core base built on its essential ideas to operate in an ethical and sustainable way. Muda Jaya objective to go beyond profit by managing EES effect and focusing on how to integrate sustainability across the organization. The company always be carefully analyzing their integrated report in order to continue improving disclosure and boosting transparency in accordance with MFRS criteria. Next, Bina Puri Holding Berhad. Bina Puri declare our purpose to leave a lasting impact. To tackle the difficulties ahead, Bina Puri will analyze and enhance our current policies in order to support the group's steady future. Backup from users and partners make Bina Puri success in their green activities. Lastly, Kejaya Prospect Group Berhad. From economic perspective, KPGB designed blueprints by establishing green building. Besides that, KPGB gained source from local suppliers by providing big opportunities to them. From environmental perspective, KPGB invests in a new machine to enhance its energy efficiency. In addition, KPGB installed noise barriers and reduced work activities at night. From social perspective, employees are treated equally depending on their abilities.
In conclusions, recently construction sectors are one of the important sector in Malaysia's economy, which prove that government also actively participate in this industry. From the main content, we can see that all of these companies have a different perspective in their goals and strategy, even though they are in the same sector. The ethical safeguards and whistleblowing policy is really important to minimize and eliminate the ethical risk in the company's operations. This policy helps to prevent any misuse, corporations, or any criminal issue that might harm the other parties in the companies or the company's organization. So to conclude, it can be said that all policy existed because they used to help companies to more expanded and successful. Last but not least, they also can be conducted as a procedure for all the companies to get more achievement in their performance. That's all from our group. Thank you.